Why are they saying GGTMZ? Let's see. Why are they saying GGTMZ? Alright, I'm looking at her story now. Oh. Don't even. Bro.
But that can't even be real.
But,
that's the thing.
But don't even. Look, you remember we talked about last night? All that. Let me say something. It's not.
No, I'm saying, but I don't know.
Yo, stop these fake allegations. This is a father. This is a real person. It's a good human being.
But I don't.
But hey, bro, we on stream, bro.
Come on. Really, being in a relationship slows you down.
No, I do for sure. She cheated on me.
What?
On a break.
On the break.
How long was the break?
Nah, that's cheating.
Like a month, 2 months.
That's cheating. I'm not gonna.
But it was just the dude it was with that f***ed me up.
Yeah, that hurt you more.
I never got over it. We got back together, and then I just started cheating on her because I couldn't get over
respect.
it. I couldn't get over it. I'm like, I listened to this music. I'm like, I couldn't get over it. So then for that, I heard her listening to this girl's song. So I started messing with the girl's song she was listening to.
He said, let me do it back to you. Payback.
Now you're evil.
Okay, y'all, so it looks like DDG has successfully triggered Halle because word in the streets is that she has allegedly been put on a psychiatric hold. In case y'all missed it, DDG filed a massive response to her DV claims, and he basically painted her as an unstable partner who used their son to emotionally manipulate him throughout their entire relationship. And when I tell y'all that this is a hot mess, I mean that things are about to hit the fan. Word in the streets is that Halle allegedly had a breakdown after DDG exposed her like this, and things are not looking good for her mentally. But it turns out that this is just the beginning of the drama, because word in the streets is that this is all planned out by DDG to steal Halo away from Halle and make her look incompetent. Y'all, this is a hot mess, but it's about to get even worse, so let's break it down. Okay, so word in the streets is that Halle Bailey is currently under strict medical supervision after DDG's explosive filing a couple of days ago. As sad as it sounds, we aren't really shocked because Halle just opened up in the past about how she struggles with her mental health. According to her, things got worse after she gave birth to Halo in 2023, and she was diagnosed with severe postpartum depression.
I just wanted to speak a little bit about my postpartum journey as a new mom, and now trying to work while still being severely postpartum. So honestly, I have severe postpartum, and I don't know if any new moms can relate, but it's to the point where it's really bad. It's hard for me to be separated from my baby for more than 30 minutes at a time before I start to kind of freak out. And you all know that Halo has the most amazing daddy in the world. Mumu is just the perfect dad to him. He loves him so much. He's so present. And I couldn't have asked for a better person to have a baby with because of how present he is and how much he wants to be in his life.
DDG himself also confirmed that she had PPD.
One thing I don't like when people do, I don't like when people hate on Halle. I don't care if people think she's wrong or not, or I think she's wrong or right. She could be going through something mentally after having a kid that I can't understand as a man. So when situations like this happen, I try to handle it with as much grace as possible because Halo needs her. You know, I need her. We need each other to create a childhood that's safe and fun and memorable for him. And for that reason alone, like, I got unconditional love and respect for her that nobody can really change. Y'all can hate on me for as long as y'all want, but leave Halle alone, man. Mentally, y'all don't know what she's going through when it comes to postpartum. She just pushed the whole human out. She dealing with a whole new life. Like, she has to put everything, you know, not on pause, but she has to always consider Halo in every situation. I do too. but you know, as a mother, I know it's way more detrimental. So,
But all that talk about PPD didn't matter to him when he filed a restraining order against her in response to her filing a while ago. Now, he totally has the right to defend himself, but fans felt a type of way about how he went about it. He pretty much painted Halle to be crazy, unstable of a woman who posed as a danger to him and their son. Now, for somebody who claimed to want to protect Halle and her child, DDG's lawsuit didn't exactly do that. In fact, word in the streets is that she was so upset by this that it triggered her already fragile situation and caused her to have a mental breakdown. Now, it's unclear what exactly that could mean, but sources are saying that she was so distraught by this that she allegedly had to be sedated and is now under a psychiatric hold with strict observation. This is a mess, but considering what DDG said in his filing, it's not surprising that it would trigger somebody who was already in a fragile state. In this lawsuit, he claimed that Halle would allegedly threaten to hurt herself to keep him in line and make him do what she wanted. He wrote, "The earliest documented incident occurred in March 2022 when the parties were in Atlanta. After an argument, respondent attempted to leave the residence in his effort to de-escalate the situation. Petitioner responded by repeatedly calling and texting him, eventually claiming she had a knife and implying she would harm herself if he did not return. This event is significant not only because it demonstrates suicidal ideation, but because it marked the beginning of a reoccurring pattern in which petitioner would threaten or feign self-harm as a manipulative tool to control respondents' movements and decisions within the relationship." He also claimed that there was a time she took his firearm when she was pregnant and he was scared that she was going to hurt herself badly. He said this behavior escalated in August 2023 during a volatile confrontation in which petitioner seized respondent's legally owned firearm during an argument and left the house in possession of the weapon. Respondent, unable to locate her and concerned for her safety, immediately alerted his mother and her fiance, who ultimately found petitioner outside the home still holding the firearm. She was described as emotionally unwell, incoherent, and potentially. The incident is particularly grave. Petitioner not only placed herself at risk, but she utilized a lethal weapon and in a context that clearly endangered the physical and psychological safety of those around her, including the couple's unborn child. He went on to say that the most serious episode occurred March 21st, 2024, when petitioner sent a series of alarming text messages threatening to unalive herself and suggesting that her infant son, Halle, might also be harmed. She then proceeded to drive her vehicle with the child in the car. While in an emotionally unhinged state, respondent was so disturbed by her condition that he immediately contacted petitioner's godmother to intervene and assist. The implications of this incident were deeply troubling. Petitioner called the life of the minor child in direct jeopardy by operating a motor vehicle while in a mental state that she herself described as. In September and November of 2024, petitioner again sent text messages threatening to end her life during times of emotional distress and conflict with respondent. He also claimed that he and Halle had broken up before when she found out that she was pregnant with Halle, and he said that she used that to manipulate him into getting back together with her. He wrote, "In June of 2023, I discovered petitioner attempted to terminate the pregnancy without my knowledge of consent, regardless of our prior discussions to parent the child together. On or about June 6, 2023, petitioner contacted me complaining that she was bleeding and in pain, and in my effort to assist, I contacted her OBGYN and learned that petitioner had attempted to get rid of the baby but failed to take the second dose. Following this discovery, I spoke to the petitioner and asked why she would get rid of our child after we had agreed to co-parent together. Petitioner threatened me by demanding that we reconcile or she would go through with the termination." Y'all, this is wild to say the least. And if you know Halle, then you know that she would used to be crazily in love with DDG. And now he's saying that she manipulated him into being with her when he made it clear that he didn't want to. He went on to claim that Halle was so jealous that she would prevent him from collaborating with other female streamers. He said, "Petitioner consistently expressed discomfort and hostility toward my work, particularly when involved in collaborating or filming with other women. She refused to be a part of my content and often used emotional manipulation or conflict to prevent me from filming with female colleagues, despite the professional nature of my work." This is interesting though, because he has made this accusation before, but he never named Halle. During the live stream with rapper Bia, he suddenly brought up how his ex was so petty and jealous that she blocked his song with Bia from being released. He claimed that the ex in question hated how explicit the song was and pulled strings to stop it.
"Oh, remember that song that we made years ago that you never put out? Oh, don't play it though.
Don't play it. Yeah, it was crazy.
You talking about on the other album?
That he didn't put out because somebody told him, somebody was like, oh, don't put that out.
Yeah. We can talk about it.
No, we don't have to talk about it.
Why not?
It's your story to tell, not mine. It's not
Should I talk about it?
It's not my business. It's not my tea.
You want me to talk about it?
I don't want you to do a damn thing. That's that's your business, brother.
You want to talk about it?
That's your business, bro.
Yeah, what happened? What happened with that song?
So basically, the song was like,
Because I didn't know it was an issue till way later. I just asked, why the song don't come out? Why the song don't come out? And then you said, what you said?
issue?
I was in a relationship at the time. Me and her did a song, but the song was kind of like,
Freaky?
in a way.
It wasn't really freaky. It's
But it was
I
just
need
a-
a boss.
So it couldn't
bitch.
come out?
It was, I need a boss.
It was
need a
just like,
boss
it
bitch.
was it was the verse, like, the verse we
It
were
was
saying,
your
it
verse?
made,
That's my girl.
yeah, the verse was just like, you
One
know,
thing about me, don't ask me to get on the song if you're gonna have a problem with how I.
no,
Did
it
you
was,
have a problem with it?
He
No.
loved the verse.
Play the song, bro.
So should I try?
I don't think I should play it.
No, don't play
Play
it.
it, don't play it.
I ain't gonna play it.
Don't play it. But still, it's the fact that if we let it fly at that time,
It would have went.
it would have went fine. It would have been cool.
He also claimed that she blocked female rappers from working with him. According to him, a couple of female rappers, including Glorilla, have turned down collabs with him because they're loyal to Halle.
I feel like a lot of women, I could be wrong though, but I feel like a lot of women, because of my situation,
Stay away.
they stay away because it might look like they choosing sides in a way. But I'm gonna just give you a scenario of what my brain would think would happen.
Okay.
If I hit up Glorilla and be like, let's do a song, she would see the DM, and if she wants to do it, she would ask.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She would ask her first to see if it's okay. Like, you know what I mean?
So it was quite interesting to see him bring this up again. And remember when Halle's claims that he put hands on her because he chipped her tooth? Well, DDG denied that as well, claiming that she accidentally injured herself during an argument. He wrote, on or about January 18, 2025, petitioner agreed that I could pick up our son, Halo, for an overnight visit. After placing Halo in his car seat, petitioner unexpectedly entered the back seat of the vehicle and refused to exit, effectively preventing me from exercising my custodial time. Despite my repeated requests for her to leave the car, she locked herself inside with Halo and grew increasingly agitated. Concerned for the safety and well-being of our son, I called my mother for guidance on how to proceed. During this incident, petitioner demanded that I talk to her to make a schedule, and then proceeded to strike me from my back seat by lynching herself over the center console in front of the seat to punch me. As she did so, her own momentum caused her to hit her head on the steering wheel. At no point did I strike her. In fact, I attempted to shield myself by restraining her arms to prevent further punches. He also attached some texts between them, dating as far as back as 2022, before she was pregnant with Halo. Even though he didn't explicitly say it, fans are convinced that the reason he attached the 2022 text was to paint her as supposedly being crazy even before she got pregnant. He attached more texts, and honestly, they were a mess. But some of the texts made him look bad too, like this one where she was begging him to take Halo because she was scared that she was going to hurt herself and she wanted the baby to be safe, but instead DDG locked her and the baby out of the cold because he said he didn't want her in his house with his firearms. Other texts showed her accusing him of not stepping up as a father when she needed him to help with the baby. Honestly, it's a mess all around, but to nobody's surprise, DDG's mama Tanya took his side and she exposed Halle for stalking DDG using air tags. In her declaration, she wrote, the first air tag was discovered in June 2023 in Daryl's Maybach. Daryl called me that night stating that the petitioner Halle Bailey had shown up uninvited to a movie theater in Beverly Hills where he was attending a film with a female friend. Petitioner called me directly that night, angrily stating that she knew Daryl was at the movies and made threats to F him up. She continued, the next day, George, Daryl, and I thoroughly searched the Maybach and found an Apple AirTag hidden beneath the back seat. The discovery clarified for us all as to how Petitioner had tracked Daryl's location to the movie theater. A few days later, George received similar AirTag alerts while driving Daryl's Cadillac Escalade. Although he initially could not find the device, the alerts persisted. We searched the vehicle repeatedly and eventually located a second AirTag in the back seat of the Escalade. Approximately 2 to 3 weeks later, yet another AirTag was found in the Escalade, this time concealed inside a vitamin bottle. Again, George's phone was receiving AirTag tracking alerts while driving. After persistent searching, Daryl located the device hidden in a bottle. She also said, a fourth AirTag was found in April 2024 after the birth of Daryl's son, Halo. I personally found this device inside the baby's diaper bag, hidden underneath the internal cardboard lining. In January 2025, George and I moved into Daryl's home. While helping clean and organize the house, I discovered a box of unused Apple AirTags in a drawer in Daryl's bedroom. These had been left behind by Petitioner, who had lived in the home on and off both before and during her pregnancy. She moved out shortly after the baby was born in December 2023. The box of AirTags remains in Daryl's possession. Y'all, the situation is crazy, and it's clear that the relationship between DDG and Halle was toxic. I mean, we already suspected that things weren't that great, but we didn't know that it was this bad. In Halle's filing, she claimed that his bad behavior was the reason for their breakup, writing, our relationship ended in 2024 because of Daryl's temper and lack of respect towards me. There have been numerous incidents of physical even before Halo was born. He often calls me profanities, including the B word. He often called me evil. But now DDG is claiming that they broke up in 2023, before they even knew she was pregnant. She also claimed that he was irresponsible towards Halo, saying, Daryl lacks an understanding of how his actions impact Halo. He is often verbally towards me in front of Halo. On March 7, 2025, Daryl was verbally and physically towards me while holding Halo while visiting my home. He often demands to see Halo when it suits him, yet leaves Halo with his mother while he travels. He will not communicate with me about a proper schedule for Halo. She then claimed that DDG had sicked his fans against her, inciting them to bully and drag her on social media. She said, I also asked the court to order Daryl to cease and desist from posting and or streaming on any and all platforms about Halo and or me, including but not limited to YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter X. He is a YouTube and Twitch blogger and creates a fan frenzy by making false claims about me. This has caused me to feel afraid and his fans then threaten me, and I'm often scared for my life and Halo's safety. Free Halo has become a slogan online. She also accused DDG of being a stalker, saying, while I was away from my home, Daryl came to my home and entered my home without my permission or knowledge. He does not have a key to my home. After he entered my home, Daryl then went to my bedroom and sent me pictures of my empty bed. He sent me threatening texts. Now I know what you've been on. Which I understood to be accusing me of having intercourse with other men. She also gave examples of him being violent. She said, on March 7, 2025, Halo and I were both sick with RSV at my home. Daryl stopped by to see Halo. I had already warned about our sickness. I made it clear to him that I did not want Halo leaving my home because he was sick. He raised his voice and became verbally towards me, hurling bad names at me. He then saw that Ring camera was recording and he unplugged the Ring camera, opened the side door and threw the Ring camera out of my home. I went outside to retrieve the Ring camera. He then locked me out of my house. I went around the back and came into the house through another entrance. I plugged the camera back in and called my family member for help. She continued, when I realized that my family member was on the phone line, he became enraged. Around the same time, I noticed that he also saw the Ring camera was back on, so he smashed the camera. I have this recorded and will bring the recording to the hearing. Daryl then grabbed my phone and hung up my call to my family member. At some point while he was distracted, I was able to get Halo from him. Daryl then ran out of the house with my phone. I followed begging to please give my phone back. He got into his car and closed the car door on me while I was holding Halo. Daryl then drove off and threw my phone out the window and yelled, "Go get it, B." But y'all, what the fans find interesting is that Halle claimed that DDG allegedly always found a way to ruin her big moments. She wrote, on May 5th, 2025, the night of the Met Gala, Daryl started up again online. He went on live on his Twitch channel, voicing that he was unable to see his son, implying that I was keeping Halo from him. He then created a firestorm of media around free Halo from me. The timing of this Twitch post was intended to ruin my night, which it did. I could not concentrate or be present at the Met Gala. I was worried about the situation again. Every time this happens, I feel scared, anxious, and worry about Halo's safety, as well as my own. I have noticed a pattern of Daryl doing this when I have events related to my career, although I am trying to work hard to provide for our son. Yo, this part wasn't shocking though, because fans clocked the tea a long time ago, especially during the promotion for The Little Mermaid, which was the biggest point of her career. And surprise, surprise, his filing came a few days before she was set to fly to Italy to do a rom-com with actor Regé-Jean Page. The timing of this was sus, and it had fans wondering if DDG deliberately delayed his filing just to mess with her. According to DDG's lawyer, a judge granted his restraining order against Halle, but his request to stop her from taking Halo to Italy with her was denied. Child, this was a hot mess, and it's honestly no surprise that Halle allegedly had a breakdown. The toxic drama is triggering enough, but when you add in her mental health struggles, it explains why her doctors allegedly think she might need a psychiatric hold. Y'all, this is a crazy hot mess, but I gotta know what y'all feel about the drama. Do you think that DDG is telling the truth about Halle making things up, or do you think that he's lying to save face? And what do you think about them air tags? Was she just being a protective mama trying to find out where Halo was at all times? Or was she doing some stalker stuff? Drop your thoughts and comments below, and then check out this next video.